with pure Coys. Oh yeah. Afternoon with pure Coys. Afternoon with pure Coys. Oh yeah. Afternoon with pure Coys. Afternoon with pure Coys. Oh yeah. Afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pure Coys. Good afternoon, everyone. Wow. Yeah, that's quite unusual saying good afternoon. Usually I'm on in the mornings, so usually it's morning and breakfast with Pure Coys. But we are going to do an afternoon stream today, simply because I was working this morning and I've got home and I've been listening. I've been listening to YouTube. I've been on X. Probably not the best idea. And some of the slander Thomas Frank is getting is beyond laughable. It is beyond laughable. I think Thomas Frank has come in, and some fans already are. It's almost like they can't wait for him to foul. We will get into it, guys. We will get into it. Hopefully, you guys will keep me company throughout the show, and we will see how things go. I've got a new setup. I've got a bit of a new setup. Had a little bit of a move around of the boudoir yesterday where the magic never happens. And yeah, so I've got a bit of a new setup now. I like it. I think I'm going to keep it this way. Have my good luck charms as well. My little girl gave me this, which is a like a little crystal, which apparently she says to me that will give me good luck when I stream. And she also made me this, which is like a dad thing, which I have right next to me every time I stream for good luck. Good evening, good afternoon, guys, or good morning, wherever you're listening and whatever time you're listening. Tottenham Hotspur, what a disappointing result yesterday. There is no doubt about it. Our home form is a concern. It does worry me quite a bit. But you know what? Like I say, some of the fans that are already calling for Frank to leave is incredible. Absolutely incredible. We have started the season pretty well, I think. Only 2 defeats in the opening 8 Premier League games, winning 4 of them, drawing the other 2. But I think it's the home form, isn't it? The home form is what's really concerning a lot of the fans. For me, there is no doubt. If we had started the season 1-3 and drew 1 at home, and our home form was our away form, I'm not sure whether we'd be having this much of a meltdown. But the thing is, we are losing games at home, and we're not particularly good on the eye at home. I think maybe that's what a lot of fans are concerned about. That's the only thing I can think, because if you look at it, Frank is doing a really good job with the players that he has. We are so far short in so many areas, and I think most of us already know this. So why we are having a complete meltdown, I do not know. Let's say hello to whoever's in. Rodney's in. He says, "Good afternoon, Nige." Come on, you Spurs. Good afternoon, Rodney. I hope you are well, mate. And Cookie is in, saying, "Smash the like button for our Nige. Dedicated Tottenham YouTubing at its best." Well, I'm not sure best, but thank you. I'll pay you later, mate. Sub to the channel and hit that notification bell for all the latest news and occasional spews. Absolutely. A lot of spews. But big up, Cookie. I hope you're well, mate. Philly saying, "Big up, Nige, the Cook my son." Everyone in the magnificent chat. Good afternoon to you, Phil. I nearly said good morning. I'm all over the place. Marcus is in saying, "Big up, Nige, my friend. Come on, you Spurs." Big up to you, even though I had my first trial yesterday, which was magical. I think is something as a YouTuber. You always look forward to your first trial. I had it in a comment, and apparently saying big up is so 1990s. So I might have to stop saying it, because you've got to believe what the trolls say. Mark Pitts, big up, Mark, says, "Some of you Spurs YouTubers are saying that Thomas Frank should be sacked. We're just not had an." Listen, I'm not saying Thomas Frank should be sacked. I don't know any YouTubers that are saying Thomas Frank should be sacked. I think as YouTubers, we've got a right, and we should be able to critique, right? This is what we're here for. if we can't critique, what's the point? If everyone is in the same mindset, then there is pointless having YouTube channels. We might as well just have one and that's it. I haven't seen anyone really say that they want him out. Um, I've certainly seen it on X, a lot on X, people saying that he should be sacked. YouTubers are, yeah, there are a few people on the YouTube circuit who are not happy with Frank and maybe would like someone else. I'm not sure, but I don't think anyone actually wants him out as yet. That could change over the next couple of weeks, but it's crazy as far as I'm concerned. Andrew, big up, mate. It said, afternoon, Nige. Good afternoon to you. And Scott M is in. Big up, Nige. Big up, Scott. Hope you're well, mate. Billy said, smash your likes and subscribe. In the summer, I didn't care about the name of the signing, but what Spurs positions brought them for. What player in the midfield is capable of conducting the midfield? This is a problem, isn't it? We haven't got a ball player midfielder. We haven't got a ball player midfielder. Bentancur threatens to do it. I think he looks like he can, and at times he has done it, but he's not consistent enough. And he's not the kind of player for me now that drives the game forward. Saw highlights reel of him a couple of days ago of the Bentancur before he got injured, and wow, that was some player. Since he's come back, he's just not been the same. And Bentancur and Polinia is definitely a worry going forward for me in that central midfielder. I would have played them yesterday. I don't know what you guys think. Just because Villa have a really strong midfield, and I think we had to try and match them up at least a little bit. But I think after the problem is we haven't got a lot of options. Who do we play instead of Bentancur? Bergvall doesn't excite me. Sarr, too inconsistent. Archie Gray, not ready. It's a difficult one. This is why we are so far short in so many areas. But I'm sure we will get into it. Marcus said, love that. Yeah, I mean, it was quite nice. This guy who's a trial, I've seen him on a lot of other good friends of mine, YouTube channels as well, and slamming them. So I don't know why he does it. Don't know what he feels he gets from it, but he enjoys it, and you know, it is what it is. Connor saying, enjoy Madrid 2019, mate. Not really. Not really. But it was great to be there at the time. And Luke said, Northampton Town fan. I've been to Northampton. I like Northampton. Yeah, quite a nice place. Wayne Bonner said, any Frank out fans are talking nonsense. He has a shit house to rebuild. That Levy left behind. It'll take time. Next season will be an improvement. It takes patience. Absolutely bang on, mate. This isn't something that we'll just click our fingers and Tottenham are going to be a fantastic side. We finished 17th for a reason last year because we're crap. Yeah, because we're crap. And we haven't brought in the players to make us better, in my opinion. We've lost Sonny. We've not replaced him. We've replaced Kudus effectively with Johnson, but you know, that's maybe the one position we've improved. Obviously, we brought in the monster number 6 and Polinia, which is fantastic. But we brought in Mawani to replace Solanke, who was injured. As soon as Solanke's fit, I'd expect him to be back in. And we brought in Xavi Simons because Madison was injured. So we've not really gone out and said, right, we're going to improve this, and this. It's almost like we've replaced players. So we've got so much to do. So much to do. And you're right, Wayne, it takes time. This isn't a quick fix. We are going to win games. We are going to lose games. Sometimes we're going to look really good. Other games we're going to be really poor. I think we've just got to give Frank time. It's not an easy fix. I think it will take him a good year to get his thoughts across to the players. And hopefully then the players will start playing. Hopefully they'll improve. And with the signings that we make in January, hopefully, and in the summer, I think we judge him next season. You know, if next season we start and we're playing really badly, then we can start talking. But now I just think, and it's not even like we're playing badly for me. You know, we've won, like I say, we've won 4 out of the 8. We've drew 2. We've only lost 2 of them. And apart from the Bournemouth game where we are outclassed, yesterday's game could have gone either way. Could have gone either way. But it is what it is. Corey's in the house. Support. Big up, Corey. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. Christian, big up Nige, Bergvar and Saar in the middle. I want to see, and we shift Xavi to the left again. That's an interesting one. I got to be honest, mate. I have to be honest. Watching Xavi yesterday, I'm thinking maybe he might be better on the left for a little while just to settle. I don't like our left hand side at all. Don't get me wrong. I like Spence. I like your doggy, but I don't. I I just our left winger is not good enough. I think Xavi on the left could be a good option. Pack that midfield out. I've actually quite liked Saar in the 10. Weirdly, I don't think he's your creative player, but he scored a few goals. I wouldn't be against it for a little while. I'm not sure whether Xavi in the 10 just yet is working. I think he needs to settle a bit. I don't know. It's a difficult one because sometimes, Xavi against Leeds, I thought he did well. Yesterday looked lost for me, but again, it is going to take him time to settle in. Let's see what he does. Cookie says, big up all in the chat. Absolutely. Corey said, I'm sorry, Frank out people are deluded. We have lost 2 games in 13 matches and they want Frank out. It's stupidity at its highest. It absolutely is, mate. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I think a lot of these Frank out fans are probably people that are still a little bit bitter that Ange Postecoglou got sacked. Listen, what can we do? Frank is our manager. I think he's a bloody decent manager. I think he's a great coach. I think he has a great coaching team around him. And I think Tottenham could become some. Listen, whether Frank can take Tottenham from here, I think he can take from here to here. Whether he can take them to there, I don't know. But let's get there first. I think he's a good manager and I think he will do well at Spurs. But to say for people to want Frank out already is absolutely nuts. I get it. Like I say, I get it. If we had played 8 and we had won 2, drew 1 and lost 5, I'd get it. I'd get the people getting upset. But the way we are now, we're 6th in the league, 2 points off second. We are unbeaten in Champions League in our first 2 games. We are through to the next round of the League Cup. Frustrated, yes, with yesterday's performance. But Frank is working with what he has. We just don't have a good enough squad at the moment. Let's give him time. Let's give him time. Angus is in the house. Big up, Angus. Says, big up, Nige. Hope you're well, mate. I am very good, mate. I hope you are too. Flying at the top of the league. Absolutely flying. I think is you know what? I thought this title race would be between Liverpool and Arsenal. I really did. And I'm not saying Liverpool are out of it, of course not. But there's just something not right at Liverpool. And I think most of us thought it at the start of the season after 5 or 6 games when they'd won like 5 in a row. I think a lot of us were like, yeah, they've won 5 in a row, but they're not playing great. I think Liverpool have been found out a bit. I think it's going to take them time to settle. They will win games, of course they will. And I said City would struggle this season. I thought they'd be in transition. Suddenly they're starting to find their form. They're moving up the table. They're now in second place. I think it's between Arsenal and City. And I think as long as Arsenal keep churning out results, I think they win it this year. Hate to say it. I hate to say it. I think it's Arsenal's to lose because everybody else seems to be really inconsistent. Listen, City always start a bit slow, don't they? They find their rhythm. I think City will be there or thereabouts, but I don't see Liverpool challenging for the title this year. I think they are just a little bit off it. I think it's one of those where they bought too many good players and they're trying to fit them all in at once. It just doesn't work. I think when you're a team like Liverpool who have just won the league, just add 1 or 2 players, and go again. I think what they've done is maybe a little silly, but we will see. Listen, they may go on a 20-game run now and win the league comfortably, but we'll see. Guys, let me know what you think about Liverpool. Do you think they are still favourites for the title? I don't know. It's a difficult one. Andrew says the autumnal leaves on the line are slowing the Frank train. Nice. They are a little. They are a little. But it is my favourite time of year. I think Frank will be absolutely fine. I really do. And I think, listen, it's going to take a while. We are going to lose more games and the fans are going to kick off because this is what we do as a fan base, right? This is what we do as a fan base. Listen, straight after the game yesterday, I was livid, but I wasn't livid with Frank. I don't think Frank did too much wrong. Let me know, guys. Am I wrong? What did Frank do wrong yesterday for you? Substitutions, what could he do with the substitutions? Tactically, could we have played a different formation? I don't know. I don't think there was anything in the game. I think the game was actually a bit of a stink fest, if I'm honest. I don't think it was a great game. I don't think either side were particularly great. I think Spurs controlled it for the most part, didn't really create anything. That final third is a concern. I think we are going to have to win a lot of games with set pieces this season because I just don't think our front three are up to it. I do think that Kudus as well, as much as I love him, he's our best forward without a doubt. It's getting to the point where I think he feels he has to do it alone. And I think I noticed that yesterday. Trying to take on a man too, maybe one man too many, or trying to dribble it down a blind alley. It's a difficult one, but yeah, I think we'll be okay. Ghosted said, big up, Nige, mate. Big up, Ghosted. Hope you're well. And Sunny J said, all right, mate. I hope you're well. Have all these towel lovers finally noticed that he hasn't got the minerals now? Oda Bear too. Yeah, Tao is a major. He is a major disappointment, isn't he? A major disappointment. You know what? Oda Bear is weird. Is a weird one because at least yesterday, a few times he kind of tried to take on his man. I just think he's a guy who lacks confidence. I look at him and I think he's got everything. Apparently, he's the most skillful player at the club, according to his other players. But he doesn't seem to have the confidence. Almost a bit like Ryan Sessegnon when he was at Spurs, looked like a rabbit or deer in headlights. Looked terrified every time he got the ball. Odegaard, I think, is a bit like that. He looks frightened, and for me, sadly, we can't have that in the Tottenham team. We're Tottenham Hotspur. We need players who are ready to grab the game by the scruff of the neck. For me, Odegaard is young, doesn't do that. I think he needs to go out on loan. I'm not giving up on Odegaard yet because I do like. There's something about him that I like. Tell, no, needs to be sold. He's not good enough. Sadly, he's not good enough for Spurs. But Odegaard I wouldn't give up on yet. But I do think maybe a loan would do him good. That left-hand side is a massive, massive issue. There's no doubt about it. Scott says, unfortunately, he won't be able to fix anything because he won't be given the players we need. I mean, yeah, if we're going on previous experience, then quite possibly, mate. But all we can hope now is that Levy's gone. Enoch have put 100 million into the club, whether it goes to the team or not, who knows. They are prepared, apparently, to put more in. With the money we're making as well, you would think, hopefully now, we are ready to go. Now, whether we do or not is another question we will find out over the next 2 to 3 months, I guess, in the January window and then next summer. But yeah, at the moment, it's hard to disagree with that comment. We will only know going forward whether we do or not. Wayne saying transfer business in January will be important. Transfer business in the summer will be absolutely vital. I agree. And I think we have, like I said, we have so much to do. January, if we can get that left winger in, for me, if we're only going to bring one player in, bring that quality in on the left-hand side. Who? I don't know. But we definitely need that quality on the left-hand side. And then in the summer, for me, get rid of Richarlison, get rid of Solanke, go big on a striker, go big on 2 strikers. I think Scott said the other day that we need 8 players, I think, to fill out this squad to make us decent. I go as far as that. And I agree. I think we need a goalkeeper. I think we need another defender. I think we need a fullback. We need number 8. We need a left winger. We need 2 strikers. How many is that? 7 or 8. But at least that, just to make us like a really, really top side. But whether we get them over the next 2 windows is another thing. We will see. That Spurs podcast, big up, mate. I hope you're well. Long time no see. Says when you have Tell, Odegaard, Ritchie, and Johnson, not sure what people want Frank to do. Absolutely bang on, mate. I mean, for me, that's what won and lost the game yesterday. The substitutions, and I'm not blaming Frank for this. Villa brought on Buendia. They brought on Ollie Watkins. Instantly improved their attacking play. Instantly improved it. Gassan does it. Did absolutely nothing the whole game. Buendia come on, was fantastic. Ollie Watkins, absolute handful, caused us problems. When we made our subs, we brought off our best players and brought on players that were worse. And sadly, that's where we are. That's where we are at the moment. It's yeah, you're absolutely right, mate. Angus says you need a right back, left winger, centre mid, striker, and goalkeeper to get top four. In my opinion, I agree. I agree. I absolutely agree. I think we definitely need cover at fullback, or at least someone to challenge Porro. Obviously, the other day I said I don't rate Porro, and I stand by that. I'm not a big Porro fan. I would happily bring in someone else to replace Porro. I'm not saying I want Porro out. I think Porro would be useful in a back three as a wing back, not as a fullback. Left winger, 100%. We need that number 8. We need that player to control the game, to make things tick, to keep things moving, and to look forward. To look forward. If you looked at Bentancur's pass map yesterday, everything was sideways. It's just not on. We're at home. We need to go forward. So yeah, 100% a number 8. Striker, I'd say 2. And goalkeeper, yeah, we need to replace Vicario for me. So lots to do for Spurs. But you know what? I'm excited about that. And I know I keep saying, and I said it before, I am excited about Spurs and what we could have going forward, because I like the fact that there's things to do. There's things to do, things to improve. And I'm excited for the players, hopefully, that are going to come in, because I think this board will finally start backing the manager. Of course, proof will be in the pudding, and we will see. Wayne says we're more solid with Polinia, Bentancur, and Sarr as a 3. I agree with that as well, but it's just not very exciting going forward. I think that for your away games is absolutely fine. I know why Bentancur plays. I know why Bentancur plays. He's good defensively, and he's a danger in the box when we're attacking as well. So I get it. He does score the odd goal, the odd important goal. But if we're looking to move forward as a team, if we're looking to get into that top 4, if we're looking to challenge for top honours, we need, for me, a much better midfield. Polinia, I absolutely love him. He is the kind of player that fans can get behind, because he puts 100% into every single game. Now, sometimes he gets found wanting. Sometimes, you know, people will pass around him. But what a great tackler. He breaks up play so well. Love, love, love Polina. We have to sign him full time. Scott said, if we are playing guys like Sarr and Bergvall, just shut down the club. You know what? I'm kind of with you. Again, I'm kind of with you. Bergvall, I think is a good young player, could develop into something really good. But again, it's not what we need now, is it? We need players ready-made to come in and hit the ground running and really make Spurs a force. The midfield for me is a real concern. I think that the midfield and the attack, defensively, I think we're pretty sorted. Like I say, I would prefer a new keeper. Um, Maybe at push, prefer right back as well. But I think midfield-wise, connecting the midfield to the attack is a real issue. If Romero's not playing those balls through the lines, or if Porro's not hitting a long diagonal or a long ball over the Kudus, we have nothing, absolutely nothing going forward. And midfield, we need to connect. We're not connecting at all for whatever reason. Well, because we haven't got good enough players, I don't think. Chris said Odegaard did quite well. He did do quite well. I'll give him that. I don't think he was awful yesterday. I think Tal was awful. But listen, like I've said, Odegaard's got something. I still don't think he's what we need now. I think we need better right now. I'm not saying sell him though, because a loan could do him good. But we've got no other options at the moment. What else do we do apart from play Odegaard? We have to play Brennan Johnson, who, let's be honest, is a rubbish right winger, even worse left winger. So we are so short is unreal. David Clark, big up David, mate. I hope you're well. Says hi from Leicester. Sorry, Simmons is like Madison, both quality players, but without quality players around them, they are not capable of running games on their own. I absolutely wholeheartedly agree with you. I think Simmons is the kind of player you want before the pass to the goal. So you want your midfield to do the hard work, to do the, we need a pass through to Simmons, who's on that edge of the box, who then can either get a shot off or play that ball in between the lines to get a striker in. Don't think he's your man who's going to run the midfield. He's not your man who's going to run the midfield. He's the guy before the goal, if you know what I mean. I was frustrated with him yesterday. There's a couple of chances he had where he could have got a shot off, a little bender into the top corner. You could see it. And it's like, shoot. And for whatever reason, he kept trying that extra touch and he'd run out of room. So, listen, I love Xavi Simmons. I want him to be a success. I think he will be, but he did frustrate me a bit yesterday. Guys, smash the like button. I really would appreciate it. If you're new here, hit the subscribe as well. I would really appreciate that. John Stokes is in and he said, afternoon, Nigel. Great show as always. Thought you were streaming yesterday morning. I must have just got it wrong. You know what, mate? Big up. Thank you for coming here. And thank you for always sharing my posts on Twitter. I really do appreciate it, or X, whatever we call it now. Yeah, I was going to do a show yesterday morning, but you know what? I was absolutely shattered Sunday morning, so I didn't bother. And I was going to do a show this morning as well, but I had to be at work early. So it's one of them. Sometimes it's just getting on when you can get on between work. But I appreciate you being here. And thank you to the one person that subscribed today. I really do appreciate you. Angus is saying Morgan Rogers is a legend for doing Henri's celebration. Was it Henri's celebration? I thought he did the old Cole Palmer thing. I don't know. That's what they do, isn't it? Both of them do that celebration. But listen, Morgan Rogers is a top player. Guys, let me know in the comments. Do you think Vicario takes any blame for the goal? Me and Cookie and Sheriff watching it yesterday, and it's like he kind of took a step to his left, didn't he? Just before the shot. I'm not sure whether he was whether he was unsighted, maybe, but he took that step, and then just as Morgan Rogers hit it, and listen, it was a great strike, and probably no keeper would have got close to it. I just think his positioning was all wrong, and if he was stood more centrally, he parries it. But listen, that's just me. I am a bit picky with Vicario just lately, so it was a great finish, but I think maybe Vicario's positioning didn't help at all. David Clark said, and somebody explained to me how did Power get 97 minutes on that pitch? This clown turns our throw-ins into the opponent's counter-attacks. Oh man, you're so right. I wish, you know what, every single throw-in he got, he took about 7 hours to take it, and then every single one was just headed back over the top of him, and they were on the attack. It was so frustrating. I'm glad I wasn't the only one who thought that, David, because, yeah, I thought that the entire time. I'm like, just don't let Power throw it in, because all he's doing is giving it back to him. Listen, I'm not a big Power fan. I'm not. There was a couple of clearances as well, and I'm like, what are you doing? There's one time in the first half, and I think it's almost like he played it back into his own box and tried to run onto it. But I think they give offside in the end. But Poro sometimes, as good as he can be, he has absolute brain farts, and he's not for me. He's not for me. Scott says, I think some of the frustration comes from how lucky we have been with a soft start. Results are good, but performance is terrible. Yeah, again, it's hard to really disagree. I don't think we've quite hit our straps yet. There's no doubt about that. We haven't played great, but I don't think we're playing badly either. I don't think we're playing badly. I really do think that lack of quality in those front areas makes it so difficult for the defenders and the midfielders to do anything. It's like we're going to hit it up to Richarlison, it's going to come straight back. We're going to hit it up to Tao, it's going to come straight back. Or the only option we've got is to hit it up to Kudus, who has two men around him, and most of the time it does stick to him. He'll just lay it back because he can't go anywhere else. It's a real problem. It's a real problem having no left winger and no quality striker. One that can hold the ball up is a real issue for Spurs, and it stops us playing. It really does. But I think it will pick up. I really do. I'm confident it will. Scott M says we're only 2 points off second because it's early and everybody is only X points off the top. Agreed. Agreed. But at the same time, this is why we can't get too up or down. about it, isn't it? I guess because it is early. We are only 8 games in. Let's see where we are after 18 games. I think that's a good barometer, or 19 games, halfway through the season. Let's see where we are there. We're only 8 games in. We are going to lose games. And I think Sava said it on his show this morning when I was listening as I was working. This is how it's going to be this season. You know, the last 6, won 2, drew 2, lost 2. This is how we're going to play this season. We're going to win games. We're going to lose games. We're going to draw games. We will probably finish 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th. I think, hopefully, the higher part of that. But after finishing 17th last season, for me, that's not bad. That's not bad. I will take that. If someone said to me now, you're going to finish 6th, thank you very much. Let's end the season. Happy with that. We're back in Europa League and we go again, buy some more quality, hopefully, and go from now. Let's see what we do. Scott M says we can see this style of luck and hope that we will not lead a long-term success and catch up with us over the 38 games. Yeah, it's difficult though, because I actually think we are pretty solid defensively now, a lot more solid than we were. Still think the goalkeeper worries me when set pieces, etc. But I mean, there was one point yesterday when I think the post nearly took Vicario out. I'm like, Vicario, what are you doing? I don't know. I don't know whether you guys are like it, but when your mind changes on a player and you start to dislike them, everything they do, you hate. Um, you know, if they would have smashed one in the top corner, you'd be like, yeah, lucky strike, mate, lucky strike. So I'm a bit like that with Vicario and Porro at the moment. They just can't do anything right for me. So, but yeah, we will see what happens going forward. Mark Taylor saying big up to Scott M. John saying, I can't believe there's Frank Outers. Must be mentally challenged. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it anyway, either. But I just think it's the way of the fan bases, isn't it? I don't think we're like it. Like I said, I was speaking to um, Scott from the Aston Villa podcast. If you haven't seen that video, go back, check it out. It was interesting. But he's the same. A lot of fans wanting Emery out a couple of weeks ago. And they've now won, what, 5 in a row? And they're probably the second most informed team in the Premier League. It's weird how football changes, and fans are so quick to jump on the bandwagon when a team start losing. The weird thing is, I think that's 1 defeat in 8 for Spurs. Is it 1 defeat in 8? Crazy. And that game could have gone either way. Corey saying, I'm sorry, 2 years of watching the worst Spurs manager ever in Ange Poster fraud clue. And some of these fans think Frank's shit. How deluded are they? I think that's it, mate. I think a lot of fans are still disappointed at the way Ange Postecoglou was treated. Whether he's right or whether, fans are right or wrong, it doesn't really matter. We've all got our favourites, haven't we? And a lot of people loved Ange Postecoglou for what he did for Spurs, bringing us a trophy. They looked past the fact that we were goddamn awful for the best part of 18 months. But you know what? I'm so happy we have Thomas Frank, and I know that he will turn it around. But there's nothing to turn around at the moment, is there? We're doing all right. We're 6th in the Premier League, which is about kind of where we thought we'd be, yeah? 6th, 7th, 8th. So Frank at the moment has us on track for where most fans think we're going to finish. So I think we're doing okay. Ghost is saying, Scott M, I don't know what people expect. We could have the best manager in the world, but they will still have the dross that's in our squad to work with. Absolutely. We have a lot of crap in this squad, and there is a lot to do. A lot to do. And Mark Taylor says, Scott M, did you watch Sava stream and Eugene getting ripped apart by Sava? Yeah, I saw that. Oh, Eugene. That's painful. It was good watching her. Always is good watching. And to be fair, Eugene takes it on the chin really well. Lovely bloke, Eugene. Absolutely love him. Simon says, afternoon, Nige, our forward line needs upgrading. It absolutely does. We are short in so many areas. So many areas. Dave says, that's what happens when you spend 125 million on a number 9 and let your wingers leave. They are playing a number 9 on the left wing and an old man on the right, i.e. no goals. Yeah, is it is what it is. Wayne saying the problem yesterday, every game is we have nothing up top. The goals aren't there, so we rely on others to score. We do, all set pieces. And I think this is what it's going to be like a lot of this season, to be honest. We are going to be relying on set pieces and just a bit of magic, maybe from somebody like a Kudus, or once he settles, a Xavi Simmons. I think we got to try and be positive, though, guys, haven't we? We have done pretty good this season. You know, we have to remember we did finish 17th last year. So the fact that we are now in the top six and doing okay, I think there's a lot to be positive about. I really do. Even though we lost yesterday, which was disappointing, of course, I think there's still a lot to be positive about. Mark says a powder puff forward line. Absolutely, this is a problem. And Angus saying, Scott M, big up, mate. Hope you're well. Simon saying, front three v Everton, Richie, Kudus, and Colo. Um, I wouldn't be against that. Again, I wouldn't be against that. I think Richie against Everton is a good shout because he does tend to save his best games for Everton. So I wouldn't be against Richie starting against Everton. Would you start him on the left or would you start him up front? For me, it has to be on the left. We have to play Colo through the middle. But yeah, it'd be interesting. I'm happy with those three. Absolutely happy. That Spurs podcast then. We could see Tell wasn't it last season. Whoever signed him needs to be sacked immediately. Agreed. I just don't get the Tell signing at all. I really don't. I do not get the Tell signing at all. It's just weird. Really weird. Um, Mark saying Angus, my favourite Arsenal supporter. I think Angus is everyone's favourite Arsenal supporter. Yeah, yeah. Lovely bloke. Well, lovely for now. Let's see what happens in North London Derby. Hopefully we'll win. And then Angus might go quiet for a couple of days. No doubt he'll be back though. But I'm looking forward to North London Derby. I think it'll be a good game. I think this is one where form goes out the window, and who knows? Who knows? I think we're at Arsenal first, though, aren't we? And our record is pretty wretched at Arsenal. So I would take a point right now, but let's see where we are when we get there. Arsenal might be like 15 points clear by then. John says, Tao, Odebear, Richie Johnson all need to go. Agreed. Agreed. Apart from maybe Odebear, who I'd keep, but send them out on loan. The rest absolutely need to go for me. Ghosted saying, are we judging managers after 10 games of football again like we did with Ange? Because that's a very silly thing to do. We've got to see how it plays out. Absolutely. 100%, mate. This is a building, you know, as much as we hate to admit it, we are on another project. This is another build for Spurs. We had the basis of a good squad, but we are three or four players short in that first team, and probably another 5 players in that squad to really make us a good team and a good bench. So a lot to do, but Thomas Frank is the man to do it. Like I said earlier, is he the man to take us there? I'm not sure, but he's definitely the man to take us to the next level. And listen, it's not a big level to jump to, really, because we finished 17th. So, you know, the pressure's on, but I think I think he's going to do a great job at Spurs. I really do. And yeah, to be fair, Ange Postecoglou was given a good 2 years, wasn't he? And after 10 games at Spurs, he was absolutely everyone's favourite. I loved Postecoglou after 10 games. I thought he was fantastic. It's the 50 after he was shocking. Cookie saying, we've got what we've got. Frank can only organise what he has and then see what happens in January. We need a Vlahovic or Tony big style. Agreed, mate. Absolutely agreed. And you know what? Wages, yes, a lot. But actually, if we're looking at it, you know, we could get these players, and I reckon reasonably cheap. The wages might cost a bit, but it is what it is. Wow, we. Um, Guys, if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you haven't as well. I've managed to gain 1 sub and then lose 2. So good old YouTube. It is what it is. Scott, I'm saying, Angus, doing well. Hope you are good. And Angus said, I tell you, one reason why you possibly might not win the league is Arteta. Yeah, I mean, I think you'll be fine. I think this is Arsenal's season to win it. I really do, because you are everyone else is losing games, and Arsenal, for whatever reason, they're doing their job. They're winning games. They're picking up wins. They're not playing brilliantly, but they're winning games. And I think for me, as long as Arsenal keep doing that, I see Liverpool losing more games. I see City losing more games. I see Chelsea very up and down. I think it's Arsenal's. I think Arsenal win the league if City can't keep up their form now. I think Arsenal could win the league by early March, and I think it's done. But I hope that's not the case. But we will see. We will see. Scott M saying, Angus, thank you for pointing out what a clown that mod is on the other channel. And Mark Taylor saying, Mark Army. Absolutely. Cookie saying, a big up to Mr. Taylor. And Matt's in the house saying, big up, Nige. Big up, Matt. I hope you're well, mate. Angus saying, Mark Cook, big up, mate. And then Matt says, we have had kind fixtures. I mean, our fixtures haven't been overly difficult, have they? I mean, every game in the Premier League is difficult. Is that old saying, isn't it? Every game's difficult. Obviously, we've missed a lot of the top sides. They're coming now. We are going to be playing a lot of the top sides coming up. But you know what? I think, for me, West Ham away is a game that's usually quite tough for Spurs. So I think we've had a few difficult, like tough fixtures, but games that are winnable fixtures. I would say, I think actually our away games have been quite difficult. I think Leeds away is a difficult game. I think a lot of sides will go there and struggle. Um, and obviously City away, West Ham away, regardless of what form they're on, is tough. And Brighton away is tough. But I have been disappointed with our home form. There's no doubt about it. All 4 home games. If you had said at the start of the season, your first 4 home games are Burnley, Bournemouth, Wolves, and Aston Villa, you would think to yourself, okay, there's a good chance to get 12 points from those games. So the fact that we've only picked up 4 is definitely disappointing. No doubt about that. But I think we will get better. I really do. I'm not overly concerned as yet. That may change going forward. But at the moment, I think we're okay. Matt says, only Bournemouth is sitting in the top 10 we have played. This is true as well. Yeah, this is true. I can't argue with that. Benny, big up, mate, saying, I'm glad Tel's here until 2031. Well done to the front office. I mean, shocking, isn't it? Ghosted said, Angus, Saka has 55 goals in 6 years. You have no real goal scorers. I mean, let's see how Gyökeres does this year. It's interesting. I don't think Gyökeres is your 25 goal a season striker. You might get 17, 18, but that might be enough. If Saka's coming in with 12, 13 goals and your left winger's doing the same, that might be enough to win a title. Who knows? Matt says, Frank has to coach. He absolutely does. This is where he's going to get paid his wages now, isn't it? It's a big chance for him. Big chance. He's at a big club. And let's see what he does. I'm confident in Frank. I really am. Mark says, I thought we were at least 2 players short after the summer window. Looks like even more like 4. It does at least. Like I say, for a good squad, I think 8 players short. To improve this team, I still say 2 players. I think if we can get that left winger and we can get a striker in January, like a real quality, then I think that improves us no end. And then in the summer, we look at getting that number 8 in. We look at then improving other areas where we need to improve. But for me, left wing, striker are imperative that we get in January. For me, Sonny saying, play the latter 2 from the start at least. That Spurs podcast. Matt says, we had a past his best son last season and no kudos. We did. That is true. But we had Solanke, I guess, who was kind of fit for a lot of it. I mean, we are at the point now, aren't we, where Solanke, who everyone is. I mean, I'm a bit of a Solanke fan. I must admit, I've been saying that I thought before the season started that Solanke would hit 20 Premier League goals this season. But Obviously, he's not been fit, so that's not going to happen now. But I think it just says it all when a lot of fans now are looking forward to Solanke coming back. The fact we got such poor strikers is making Solanke look half decent. I think they all need to go in the summer, to be honest. But let's see it all. Scott and Angus talking to each other now. Ghost is saying, Angus, that's why you won't win the title over 38 games or the UEFA Champions League. You need your attackers scoring 20 plus goals to make a difference. I think they got a chance of one of them. I do think they got a chance of one of them. There's always a chance you can win a trophy, a cup, if you've got that quality up front. But yeah, you're right. Maybe over 38 games, maybe they're just short. But the fact that everyone else is losing, I think puts them with a really good chance of winning it this year. But let's see what happens. Rodney saying we need to spend some money. We do. Absolutely. We do need to spend some money, and hopefully we will in January. John Lee said we would keep Son for one more year. I mean, I think Son had to go, right? Son's form was horrific towards the end of last season. Most of last season, he really wasn't it. He wasn't the Son that we all knew and loved. The disappointing thing is we knew he was going and we haven't replaced him, and we had plenty of time to replace him. That's a disappointment for me. I don't think we should have kept Sonny just for the sake of keeping Sonny. I think, the main issue is we didn't replace him and we knew he was going. So that's a problem for me. It really is. Benny saying, but Porro needs more competition at his position. Preferably better to bench him. I agree. I think Porro's a good player to have in the squad because different formations, he can play as that wing back. But if Frank is going to continue playing back four, I think we need a better. I think we need a defender there. First and foremost, someone who can defend. And I think that instantly makes us stronger as well. Because for me, Porro is a liability. Said it before, I say it again. As good as he is going forward at times, he is a terrible defender and he puts us in trouble. I think he gives at least one, if not two chances away a game. It may not always be obvious or like clear-cut chances, but he gives the ball away in such silly positions sometimes. So he's frustrating. He frustrates me, Porro, I have to say. Cookie saying, keep smashing the like button, people. Yeah, I really would appreciate it, guys. Keep smashing that like button. If we could get towards 50, that would be absolutely amazing. Big Bad Rom saying, I've had enough of this for Thomas Frank already. Oh, man, really? Rom, tell me why. Tell me why. I don't get it. I don't get it, mate. I do not get the hate for Thomas Frank. Angus saying, I'm not being biased. They're just facts. And then Rom comes in with he's shit. Um, I don't know, mate. Tell me why. Tell me why you're not liking Thomas Frank. Scott M said, even though I don't agree with it or see it, I always love to see your positivity. Nice, right? Listen, you got to be positive, mate, haven't you? You've got to be. Life is so shit in the grand scheme of things, isn't it? With everything going on in the world, I think if I let Spurs get me down like they did last year, might as well not bother. So for me, I'm going to look at the positive side of everything that I can this season. There is no doubt there will come a time, Scott, when I will be pissed off as well, or not positive and negative. But right now, I'm choosing the positive side because I actually think Spurs are doing okay. I don't think we're doing too badly at all. Benny saying Bentancur is one I'm disappointed in. I agree. Even though he scored yesterday, for me, he's just not doing it. We need something better. And this was my problem when he signed a new contract. I'm like, great, he signed a new contract. Where does this leave Tottenham's midfield? Because Polinia, you would hope, is going to sign full time. He's on number 6. Now Bentancur signed a new contract. That means he's staying at the club. You're not going to sell Bergvall. You're not going to sell Gray. You're probably not going to sell Sarr. Basuma will probably go, but that leaves space for one midfielder. I want a bit of a shake-up. I want to see 2 or 3 midfielders coming in whether it's January one, in the summer a couple. I think we need a really big shake-up. And for me, Bentancur signing a new contract, I would have been one to say, okay, maybe it's time to move him on. And maybe he still might be. Signing a new contract doesn't mean we won't sell him. But yeah, I'm disappointed as well. Rom sent 8 games and now sign off the Mawani. Um, and no sign of Mawani. Does that mean? I mean, Mawani come on, didn't he, for 15 minutes yesterday? Didn't do a lot. Miskicked a ball when he had a chance. I think again it's going to take him a bit of time to settle. Let's give these players a bit of time and see what they can do. Scott said Bentancur plays because there's no other option. I would have liked him upgraded, but he is by far the best 8 we have. That says it all, though, Scott, doesn't it? That he's the best 8 we have. And this is a problem. And this is what I agree with you totally on. As much as I'm being positive, I agree. We are short, really short in areas, really short. You know, yeah, Bentancur for me is not going to take us to the next level. Bergval, good young player, but not going to take us to the next level. Gray, again, another one, not ready yet. Saar, too inconsistent, not going to take us to the next level. The only quality we have in that midfield is Polinia, and he's not even our player. So there is a lot to do for Spurs. Let's hope we do it in January in the summer. And Rom said he starts the useless Tau and Odebel. What other chance? What choices did he have, though? What choice did he have? You know, Mwani's just come back, so he's not going to play 90 minutes. He was never going to start. We could have maybe played Richarlison on the left or Richarlison up front, but he's crap as well. We have nothing. Frank is being given what he's given. And let's be honest, if you're looking at under 21 football, and I know under 21 football is not Premier League football, Chow and Odebert work really well together in the French team. And that has to come into some sort of account. I agree with you. Look, neither of them are good enough. But what options do we have at the moment? I don't blame Thomas Frank for that. I really don't. It's either that or we play Brennan Johnson out on the left. I mean, the only other thing we could do would be to put Xavi Simons on the left. And guys, let me know what you think about this. It's just come to my head now. I think I actually could be a manager. Xavi Simons on the left. We bring Kudus in from the right to play more centrally, like he does for Ghana. And then we stick Brennan Johnson back out wide right, which I know is not ideal, but at least it means Tau and Odebert are not in the team. So Kudus down the middle, Xavi Simons left, Johnson right, and then we have to play Richarlison up front. And hopefully going forward, Mwani now will play. And Solanke's not too far off it as well. So what about that for a 3 behind your striker when, until January? I don't know. I'm just coming up with ideas. Let me know what you think, guys, because I'm baffled. This attacking options we have is a real problem. Ghost is saying, Angus, I don't see it, mate. Even when I take my Spurs hat off, I just don't see them scoring more than 10 to 15 over a season. Are we talking about Gokares here or are we talking about Saka? I don't know. Rom saying the guy looks like he's trying to lose games by playing people like Tau and Odebert, who should be playing Sunday League. I mean, I think that's a bit harsh. Listen, Tau's not good enough. He's not. And I feel for him, but he's just not good enough. Odebert, I think, has got something now. I think he needs a loan. I don't think, again, he looks terrified. Deer in headlights. Doesn't look like a player who's confident at all. Both of them need to go. One out on loan, one to be sold. But yeah, I'm not sure whether I'd be as harsh as that, should we say. But let's see. Angus, when is Havertz back? He's got to be back soon, isn't he? And Rom says they don't even threaten the goal. And this is a problem, isn't it? When we had attacking areas yesterday, there were chances we had to go forward. And when Tell or Odebert got it, their pace would take them away for a bit. And you'd be like, oh, okay. And then their touch would be poor, or their final ball would be poor, or their shot would be rubbish, or cross would be rubbish. And yeah, it's that final bit in that final area of the pitch. They're just not up to it. But at the same time, we have to give Tao that little bit of credit that he was the one who closed the defender down to get the corner from where we got the goal. So I do agree. I do agree. They're not good. They're not good. And Rom saying, what are you talking about? I don't know. I'm just answering you guys. Angus saying apparently for Palace he's back and he's on the bench tonight. Okay. Well, I'm saying we're so shit up front if it's that bad. We are. It's hard to disagree, but we can't. Again, we can't blame Frank for that, can we? That's the problem. We cannot blame Frank for the tools that he has. Let's give him time. Let's see what he can do going forward. You know, we're not doing bad. We're not in the bottom three. We're not even in the bottom half. We're sixth in the Premier League after 8 games, which I think someone said it on a show. I can't remember what show it was, that if we average the points out what we have now for the rest of the season, we will finish with like 66 points, 66, 67 points, which would usually get us in a team into the top 5. So we're doing all right. We're doing okay. I know it's frustrating, guys, but we are doing okay. Corey says, I would Brenda the tea lady over Johnson Odebear. Apparently she's got a great right foot, to be fair. So Scott says, people who think Odebear was good yesterday must have watched a different game than I did. I don't see it at all. Scott, I think most people watch a different game than you do. No, I thought he did okay in patches. Okay in patches. But like I say, his final action is always not quite good enough. And he looks, like I say, he looks scared when he gets the ball. So there we have it. The Wiz, big up, mate, says we know the attack is weak, so we have to ensure the defense is solid. Frank saying we need to make the ground a fortress just before the match didn't help. It's one of them, though, isn't it? You know what? I watched the game and I watched the game again last night, and Villa didn't do anything, you know, until they scored the equaliser. They hadn't had a shot on goal. I know they had a chance from Cash, was it, when he dragged a shot wide. Apart from that, they did nothing. It didn't look like scoring. That goal come out of the blue, and even in the second half, they got into a few good areas. But Vicario didn't have a save to make. We looked solid at the back, but we conceded 2 goals from distance. And let's be honest, both goals could have been avoided. I think both goals could have been closed down quicker. And I do think Vicario's positioning for the first goal was poor. But Villa did nothing. You know, the problem is Spurs didn't do nothing either. And for me, that's a bigger problem at home. We're not creating chances. But again, I put that down to our forward areas. We're just not good enough. Ghost is saying, Angus, once Havertz is ready, I guarantee Arteta drops Gokares. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? Corey saying, I would rather have... Oh, I've read that already. Guy is in the house. Big up, Guy. Says, not turning on Frank, but he's been found out. We cannot progress while seeing by being pressed. This is disgraceful. Look at what Emery did to us as soon as we started from the back, and it's how we got beaten. You know, I don't see it, mate. I didn't see that at all. I didn't see Villa creating anything. Yeah, sure, we struggled to get it out from the back at times, and that is a concern. But again, without, you have got to remember, we were without Romero, and Danzo played well, but Romero is that passer out from the back. Um, for me, every time Porro gets the ball in defensive area, it looks like he's going to shit himself. And just most of the time, just whacks it away, and half the time it goes straight back to the opposition. I just don't think we got the players to play the way Frank wants to play at the moment, and that's a problem. But you know, maybe Frank needs to change that. Maybe he needs to go more direct at times. Again, though, the problem is this is the thing. We're struggling playing out from the back when teams press us. Yes, we are, because we haven't got the quality. But we're going to struggle playing directly because the players that are up front are not going to hold the ball up. We are, you know, it's a real difficult one for Frank. I feel for him. I really do. I don't think he's been found out at all. I think at home, it's going to be a bit of a struggle this season. I think we're going to be better away from home. And I've been saying that since the 3rd week of the season. I think our away form will be better than our home form because we're a lot more freer away. You know, teams come at us and we can catch them on the break. But, you know, let's see what happens. Benny says Simmons is supposed to be a shooter. Right now, he looks a bit passive. I agree. I agree 100%. I was really disappointed with him yesterday. I thought there was a few times when he could have shot and he didn't, and he passed, or he took an extra touch. I think Xavi Simmons needs to get his confidence, just maybe whip a few shots in, see what happens. Rom says, Scott, as far as I know, Mwani has had a dead leg for 8 weeks. I don't believe a word of what comes out of this club. No, I must admit, I don't believe that either. I think he just wasn't fit. But hopefully he's getting back to fitness now. We need him. We need him. We need to score goals. Ghost is saying, Angus, I just don't understand why you bought Gokares. Surely you're meant to upgrade if Havertz ain't good enough. I mean, Gokares is a goal scorer. It looks good enough, doesn't he? But I don't know, as a player, he's a bit like Johnson, isn't he? Does absolutely nothing apart from score goals. So, yeah, Gokares is an interesting one. I think he will score goals for Arsenal, but I just don't rate him as a player. Vendetta, big up, mate, said, nice. Have you considered having this buy me a coffee promotion that a lot of other streams have? I'd willingly buy you a cappuccino, mate. Well, thank you, mate. I appreciate that. I have seen it. I'm not quite sure how you do it or how it works. So I don't think I have a big enough audience yet. You know, maybe when I get to I don't know, 10,000 subs, if I ever get there, maybe I might do it. But I think yeah, I don't think that I'm ready for it yet, if you know what I mean. But we'll see. I might look into it. I love a cappuccino. I love a flat white more, but cappuccino would be lovely. Benny saying any kind of a long shot or set piece, I have no confidence with Vicario. I agree. You know what? Vicario always had a bit of a. I think a lot of fans took to him because he was a great shot stopper, and they forgave the fact that he's not great defensively. He's not great in the air. He's not great with his feet. Not great at crosses because he was such a fantastic shot stopper. But this season, even his shot stopping has been dodgy. Maybe it's a confidence thing. Maybe it comes back. But for me, again, another one I've been saying for a while, Vicario, I'd be looking to replace in the summer. Rom saying Porro cannot defend. He should be playing for. He shouldn't be playing for Spurs. I agree. Porro's another enigma. You know, he looks like a good player and he's got such great technical ability. But for whatever reason, it's just not happening. He's a player that I think has regressed in the last 2 years. Just not up to it for me. Again, another player I wouldn't be sorry if we sold him. There's a few players in the Spurs side I'd be gutted if we sold. Van de Ven, I wouldn't be happy if we sold Romero. I really like Spence. Obviously, Polini is not ours, but when we sign him, which I hope we do, I'd hate to see another club come in for him. But the rest of them, I'm not sure I care too much. Madison, I love, but is he going to come back the same player? Other than that, all much of a muchness for me. And Rom saying Spence should be on the right and the doggy on the left. I'm not against that either. I think Spence is the best fullback we have at the club, without a doubt. Yes, his form dips, of course, like any player. But yeah, for me, I would be giving Spence the right back role for a little while. And Doggy was injured though, wasn't it, at the weekend? He wasn't in the squad at all. Hopefully he's back. Um, let's see what happens against Monaco. Nita's in the house. Big up, Nita. Said hi, panel and chat. Oh my days, we really did drop a clanger. All I can say is the mouth drops in full swing. We did it again. We did, but it's disappointing, isn't it, Nita? But it's not the end of the world. Like I say, we're not challenging for any titles, so we are going to lose games, and it's just the way it is. I think it's the fact that we're losing at home is a disappointing thing. I think if there are two away defeats, I don't think we'd be as bothered. It's the home losses that are hurting for me. Ghost is saying, Angus, he ain't an upgrade, mate. You don't think Havertz would be slamming in goals if it's a Portuguese league? Possibly could be, actually. Possibly could be. Guys, I have been going for an hour. So I don't know. Rob, can you not read my comments for fuck's sake? All right, I won't then, mate. Leave if you want, buddy. Weird. Joe Plug saying even in Knives, the squad just has to keep working hard until we get reinforcements in January. I agree. 100%. 100%. Matt saying the problem is people keep telling us Frank is a good coach. We lose at home to bottom of the league, Wolves, and it's Towell's fault or Richarlison's. I thought Frank was the coach. I mean, it's a good point. It's a good point. Yeah, it's a good point. But I just think some of the players are not good enough. We all know that, and it's Frank's job to make them better. Um, we'll see what's going to happen going forward. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because we haven't got a good enough team at the moment. We are very short in a lot of areas, but we will see what happens going forward. Guys, I'm going to leave it there because I have got tea to get. Let's go on to Youth Spurs. Just going to go through some chats that I haven't seen on here before. Youth Spurs, big up, mate. Welcome to the channel. Said, why can't we can't turn on Frank, but we can't be having YouTubers constantly criticizing our young players either. Neither helps. Not saying you, by the way. Well, listen, I think as YouTubers, we've got to criticize everyone, haven't we? When it comes down to it, criticize young players. If they're good enough to be in the first team, I'm guessing they're good enough to be criticized as much as they're good enough to be praised when they do well. I think it's just frustration. We are all fans at the end of the day. It is an emotional sport, and we feel emotion towards our club. Yeah, we all love our club, and we want the best for our club. So when players aren't performing, I think the first thing to do is attack them. But it is what it is. I don't think it's anything personal. You know, Tao looks like a lovely guy. Whether he's good enough for Spurs, I'm not sure. Um, Odebear, again, we will see. He's a good young player for me. Needs a bit of time, needs a loan. But we will see what happens, guys. I'm going to leave it there because I have to get some din-dins. Thank you so much for joining me for an hour. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. Hit the like button on your way out if you haven't already as well. And thank you so much for joining me. It is all about you guys in the chat. And I will see you later in the week. We are doing a watch along on the 2 Mark show for the Monaco game. So look forward to that. And as always, guys, stay positive, stay poised, and stay pure Coys.
With pure Coys, oh yeah. Afternoon with pure Coys, afternoon.